I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light.
I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird fuck wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose you. See, this week, while appearing as a guest on Cam Newton's Funky Friday podcast, Shannon Sharpe would talk about his infamous Katt Williams interview, which is now the most viewed podcast interview in YouTube history, sitting at just over 70 million viewers now. During the conversation, Sharpe told Newton that Katt predicted the interview would catapult Sharpe onto a higher level. In addition to predicting the success of the interview, Katt would also issue a warning to Sharpe, saying that it will now be harder to secure certain guests for Club Sha. He said, "Now they're coming for you." I said, "Can't come for me for what I didn't say." But he persisted. "They're going to come, and they're going to be some people that you thought you might be able to get that they're not going to come now. That's absolutely has happened." They were overjoyed, and we were looking forward to sitting down when Katt dropped. It seemed like he had suddenly become gay, and a day later they were unable to pull through. No car called some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, so I wasn't expecting them to attack. Not only has the video received over 71 million views, but Shannon Sharpe is also being singled out and appears to have gained a lot of enemies since its release. However, let's go back a little and remember that everyone and their mothers was discussing this interview with Katt Williams, so all I could focus on was the minimum number of views this video was receiving. Because people are watching the entire video and giving it a lot of attention, Shannon Sharpe made $100,000 from this video alone. However, he isn't the only one benefiting from it. Other people who have edited it, added commentary, and reposted it have also made money because YouTube is pushing those other videos because of the way its algorithm operates. Every video that is uploaded that is related to this specific video is also being pushed to the same audience. Additionally, YouTubers are profiting greatly from this specific video. I'm not sure what happened to Katt Williams, but he changed his ways and chose to turn on Steve Harvey and everyone else in the profession. Kevin Hart P. Diddy has collaborated with a great deal of people, and he's now disclosing their dark secrets. He went for Tiffany Haddish Martin Lawrence, which actually I saw Martin Lawrence at a comedy show, was like a $20 show, and he just went on stage. And then Ali Wong went on stage, and it was wild. Katt Williams explains that he feels safe on this podcast to share his truth. Katt said, "I've watched all these lowbrow comedians come onto this podcast and disrespect you in your face and tell you straight up lies, so this was Katt Williams' moment to set the record straight. The king has walked in, and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that because I know a lot of people are looking at Katt in disbelief because he's going against a lot of people that he's typically working with, and it kind of seems like he's going against his own people. But he says race is not where the line is drawn, it's God's side. And the other side, all of these deviants are catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It doesn't matter if you're Diddy or whoever you are, all the lies will be exposed." Now, I want to explore what Katt is saying here, but I also want to keep in mind that we can't go on his word completely. We're living in the real world. There are multiple sides to every story, and it doesn't help when he's calling people names and referring to Kim K as it makes you wonder whether he's just angry about the way he's been treated in the industry, or if there is any reality to this, which I believe there is a little bit of both. The man married her. I didn't mean it that way, because she was already married. He didn't know, but he understood that she was the foundation of his family's goodness. Even though I know what you're thinking, Don't say it. Katt, don't say it. I'm going to move the car. If what I'm saying is incorrect, then how did she end up with Pete Davidson? I mean, it happens all the time, and what if you weren't even good enough for Pete and he leaves you? What did that mean? The product was now everyone has their opinions on Kim. But let's get into what he has to say about Kevin Hart, because Kevin Hart is so beloved by everyone. Well, Katt claims there's a reason for that, because he says that Kevin Hart is an industry plant, and claiming that his success has not been organic because he got movie deals before he even got to law. No one had a memory of Kevin Hart working in the comedic scene and having a sold-out show. He said, have we heard of a comedian that came to LA in his first year in law? He had his own sitcom on a network show and had his own film called Soul Plane. No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. Kevin just did a documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast. So how simultaneously was he here in law doing the same thing? It didn't happen, so he's almost trying to say that Kevin made some deal with the devil and then got this position in the industry where he just kind of came out of nowhere. And he brought Tiffany Haddish in with him. But Kevin hasn't just sat here and taking it from Katt Williams. He has actually responded before in the past. They've had beef for a while, and maybe Katt is just jealous of Kevin's success. But this is what Kevin had to say. Katt Williams: I'm frustrated because you keep pointing fingers at Hollywood. Hollywood, the white man, this and this. When will you accept responsibility for your actions? You were supposed to be the star, but you didn't show up for the promo shoot, so the studios took a risk on you. Why was he a risk? Because he chose drugs. Oh, accept responsibility for your choices and say, you know what, I got to fix myself and I'm going to come back and I'm going now. Maybe Kevin is right. If Katt doesn't show up for work, they will find someone else to replace him. However, Katt hasn't only had problems with Kevin. He has also had problems with Cedric the entertainer. I know you don't need motivation. I'm just saying that I can't let these guys lie. Remember that when Cedric the entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the entertainer, but we found out he can't sing, can't dance, and doesn't write jokes. Cedric is sitting here telling you why he ain't a movie star. He over here looks like a walrus. You didn't say anything. He can't even get his arms off his stomach. He did 4 comedy specials. They're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tuv. Can I say that again? For the audience, they're so bad that they're not available on Netflix or Tuv. You don't think, say, a good comedian. The world doesn't think that, sir, I have 12 comedy specials. He has 4 specials that are not available on Netflix or Tuv. You wanted to say the record winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. And I am not being messy by saying, hold on, that never happened, it's untrue. And there are hundreds of witnesses for each thing I'm saying. Who the gang is why Earthquake not in movies 'cause he's illiterate, he can't read, and they found